Yo, 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 welcome in. Take notes, grab a pen. Welcome back to another episode of the Honorable Marvin Coop Show. We are doing another WWE pay-per-view rewind. I got the homies, Aundre the sports guy, and my man Jojo. What's up, fellas?
Yo,
Yes,
what's going on, man?
sir.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on?
Hey, life is life. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Life is life. But it's all good. I ain't gonna
Hey,
trip.
thank God you get to see another day.
Hey, man.
Facts, facts. All right. This is in my opinion, by far the best pay-per-view in 2009. The No Way Out 2009. Fellas, like I said, this is a personal one for me. Don't ask why, JoJo, but surprisingly, this was one that didn't have no women's match in it, which is
Oh,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Didn't have no women's match, which was, I was a little pissed off. But I felt like this pay-per-view was business, all business. You had some personal stuff. These chamber matches was incredible, man. By far the best chamber matches I've seen, like not including the elimination pay-per-view itself, but I'm sorry, by far that Raw elimination chamber was by far the best chamber match of all time, in my opinion. Then you had uh stupid Jack Swagger and Finley match, which they could have left. But some of these
Oh,
storylines, in my opinion, was cool. Like I said, some was personal, especially the Shane and Randy Orton one.
hmm
He won that Rumble, so there was no need for him to be in no championship type of match.
punt.
Um, of course, Shawn Michael and JBL. That shit was by far funny, acting like Shawn Michaels was broke, even though his net worth in 2009 was $15 million. So where you put that? But wait, it's all good. They needed some type of story. So,
That's Vince
fellas,
McMahon right there.
what y'all thinking? Who wants to start?
Let me
Do y'all
start
want to get
this.
into the matches first?
Let me start. Let me start. All
Yes.
right. So the first match, it was the SmackDown's Elimination Chamber match. So you
Mm-hmm.
had Undertaker,
Yeah.
Triple H, Jeff Hardy. You
Right.
had Kozlov. I don't know why he was there. Then I forgot the last person. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. The match was good. I enjoyed every
Hmm.
minute of it. Triple H won.
Yeah.
I
This was a good one.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad about Triple H winning. I always troll about Triple H, but I think that was probably the best winner at the time.
Mm.
Undertaker was doing his own thing. He really didn't need the world title.
Yeah.
Then you had Big Show and Kozlov, and Jeff Hardy by far was the MVP of this match.
Yes, it
Jeff
was.
Hardy, man.
A lot of people wanted to see Jeff Hardy win.
If Jeff
Hmm.
Hardy wasn't addicted to the things he was addicted to, he could have been the face of SmackDown or Raw, and they could have turned Cena heel when they wanted him to. That could have been perfect. I actually love this match, bro. I'm gonna give this a eight. A eight. It was pretty good.
Hey.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Honestly, I'm gonna take it a little step further. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9.
Nah.
Um, I now real quick, I just want to throw in. I was a kid we were all kid. Me and you, JoJo, was for sure kids at this time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the character Edge was at the time. Oh, how funny it was to see him get eliminated in the fashion that he did, but it came back and got me later. So we'll get to that. But it was hilarious seeing the look on Edge's face, huh? And Triple H in the pod laughing at him. I was like, yo, me being a kid, I'll never forget. I screamed so loud of so like my mom was like, "You good?" I'm like, "Great,
Yeah.
we have a new champion in store." Boy, did I live to regret that.
Boy, boy,
Uh,
boy. You just didn't know.
but I mean, that first chamber match, man, that was just like every second of it was all over the place. And honestly, I think Kozlov was mainly in that spot strictly because of like he wasn't on a roll, but he was getting like when I tell you Kozlov, you're like, oh, you kind of had an idea of who he was because he was on SmackDown every week.
Yeah.
So I feel like just for him, he was just. I also feel like he was just another competitor, just to like fill in for the match.
Yeah.
But he was on a his name, it wasn't a massive name, but he was building a little bit of something because he had also beaten Taker that year too.
Yeah, he ain't lost a match, so
Clean. He
of
beat
course.
Undertaker clean on SmackDown.
Yep, and with no theme song too.
Mm.
Boy, when I seen that as a kid, boy, oh my God, I seen red, bro. I
Oh, I
was
was pissed.
so heated.
It was Friday
I was
night, and I
like,
was
bro,
like, I
it's
gotta.
no way. Cause like I didn't even know who Kozlov was at the time. But then he just randomly beats Taker, bro. I was like, all right, bro. What's in the Kool-Aid back there, bro? Cause y'all not cooking with this.
Who
Oh
wrote
my
this
God.
script?
You got this man losing to a guy with no theme song.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible, man.
Only our
Everybody, who
truth
wrote
can
this?
rock that.
Exactly. We
Like,
want
he got his
truth.
revenge, though. He got his revenge. Eliminated
Yeah.
him.
I
So,
know they was gonna actually do a mania to where like Kozlov was gonna be the one to defeat Undertaker Street.
That bro, that when I saw that, I was like, Sean, please go get the
Yes, bro.
win.
And
Because
Lord,
that would have been
Lord and behold, bro, they gave us two banger main events at Mania.
yep.
I
Two
give
of
this one a 10 out of 10 because I think it because of like what happened on SmackDown before that match.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H and Undertaker was tag team partners. They
them.
ended up winning the match. Undertaker walk and Triple H point to him. I was like, oh, this about to set it off at the Chamber match right there.
And it
I
just
was
so
waiting for
had
them two. And them two, like I said, perfect ending, the respect for each other. It was just like all out. All right, cool. This was perfect ending. Edge, even like I said, people don't like Edge. But I was like, damn, this nigga lost like that. He's so bummed. I was like, all right, cool.
and it was a
Jeff
roll
Hardy
up
by
pin.
far the most entertaining one in the match. Kozlov, like I said, he was doing good. And Big Show, of course, Big Show's Big Show.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I said, my top performance was definitely Triple H, Undertaker. They eliminated two people. So I say 10 out of 10 for that. Start off. And you started off the whole pay-per-view. Boom.
Hmm.
You can forget
And
about these boo-boo ass matches in between. People were still off that elimination chamber, man. I was like, damn. And they were sitting here just constantly like waiting for the other one, waiting for the other one.
Hmm.
That like, man, we ain't care about this other garbage little matches that y'all had in between. But
and real quick, Marv, I just want to throw a correction in there.
mhm.
And we don't count it as a match, obviously. You know those little dark matches? That
Oh
what
yeah.
that's that it was Melina winning that match. I was like, damn, they couldn't even be like live.
Who
Mm.
she faced?
Oh yeah, she played it was Melina, she defeated Beth Phoenix.
They could have had that on a main card. Honestly,
Yeah, you could have took
They
the
had it as
Jack
a
Swagger
dark
match
match.
off
For
man,
real.
and
that
put
could
that
have been
on
on
there.
ECW.
Yeah, you could have put that on there instead of
That match. Man, Finley in 2009. Come on, man.
yeah, come on
He
now.
was already out the door almost. Come on.
Pretty much.
Yeah. 2008 was his like only like really solid run,
Yeah.
other than
Yeah.
him debuting as a heel in '06. But I mean, like
Yeah.
'08 as a face, that was like after
Mm.
that eliminate No Way Out 2008. I mean, after WrestleMania 24, that's when everything kind of went downhill.
Right.
Yeah, he was already selling for that retirement life anyway. I mean, you can't blame him, man. I think he worked in WCW too, so he was already on the older side. So it was bound to happen.
Yeah, he put in some work. I can't knock him. I can't never knock him.
Yeah.
But let's go to this no holds barred personal between Shane
Very
and
personal.
Randy.
Oh God, man. Oh my God. The summer of Randy, bro. Oh my God.
Mm,
The punt.
Randy was, oh, he was on something, bro.
it was.
That man, when I tell you, and I was scared of Undertaker and Kane growing up, Randy was sick and evil, bro. Like y'all just don't know how sick and evil and twisted this man was. He slapped Vince, he kicked Vince. This man just playing the whole McMahon family. Then he threatened. I haven't seen Linda in a while. Maybe should I pay her? Bro, like,
Mhm.
bro, what is you on, bro?
That
You
was some
good?
demon shit. I like
Don't
it.
forget, he also handcuffed Triple H and RKO'd Stephanie and then sealed it with a kiss right in front of him.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. 7-year-old me, bro, seeing that, boy, I was hyped, bro. I was like, Triple H, you ain't letting this slide, ain't you, big bro? You not letting this.
You need to. I
Eliminate
was
that
like, you
song.
need to counter into your 2001 heelish tactics
Yeah, but he had
again.
to. This was after though. He had to handle that business at the chamber first.
Yeah,
Yeah, because yeah, I remember this all led up to the WrestleMania 25.
yeah. And I will say, Triple H did handle business.
He did.
He
He
slid back.
handled business all that year
Oh
until
yeah, he slid.
Backlash.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
Oh man. Oh, don't
why?
even remind me
Why
about
you
it.
got to bring that part up?
Oh,
Damn.
brother.
Yo,
And he had Batista on his team too.
And
should have known
still
that shit wasn't gonna
lost.
work though. Should have known
But
that shit wasn't
honestly, though, that I'm glad. Like when that Randy and Shane popped up. Remember, the little match card when it pops up and they show
gonna
like Shawn Michaels was the like they when they show up the next match.
Hmm.
I think with when they brought that up when that match was next, I was silent watching that one as a kid because I knew I was like Shane's already pissed at what you did to Triple H, Steph, shit, every no like that. I mean not Triple H, I'm sorry, but what he did to the McMahon family, Shane was supposed to be the one to step up, and they had a couple no DQ matches, him and Shane. But this one, I like this match. Watching Shane jump off the top rope through a table, I was like, as a kid, I was like, I knew it was going to happen. I was like,
work.
where's the table spot? Come on. But I gave that match for me strictly. I gave that an 8. I loved it. It was personal. It wasn't, and it was a feud with no championship. That's what made it even better.
I agree. Me personally, I'm gonna give it a 7. I enjoyed it. Like with storylines like this, that's why I always say it should always have a stipulation, no holds barred, anything goes. That's how
Yeah.
storylines should be. Blood. You saw blood. Randy got busted open. Randy laid out on the table. The legacy came out. You seen a young Cody Rhodes, a young Ted DiBiase. Shane took care of business. Jump on the table. Shane doing crazy stuff. Rant, bro. That RKO spot was nasty, bro. I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie. That was nasty. Bro, off that alone, bro, I'm giving that a 7, bro. I enjoyed the match though. I think it was pretty good for what it was. But yeah, that
Yeah.
brother Randy was on the run that year, man.
And
Give this
it's
match a 5.
crazy.
This match was
Uh,
boo boo. Storyline was great until this match happened. You needed these two fools to help you with Shane McMahon. Come on, man. Cody and damn near Ted could have stayed out the damn match. For real. So you mean to tell me
AKA
that you needed
Free.
these fools here to help you with this match right here. That's what you're sitting here telling me. That's what you're telling me right
but
here.
but that was also Randy's way of also saying
I
too,
don't give
like,
a
I
fuck.
don't give a damn how I gotta win.
But that
No,
was
fuck, fuck
pre-American
all that.
Nightmare too, man.
No, that's a
That
five. That match is a 5. Like I said, it was cool until they got involved with that. I was like, you can help him with any other match, but Shane McMahon, come on, man, you could have let Randy handle that by himself.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, you lost some too. You lost some points with that one. Like I said before, the storyline was great. Storyline was perfect.
yeah.
It's cool. Baby boy was gonna come in here and avenge his father. Perfect. It couldn't have been perfect, but then this garbage ass match happened. I'm like, all right, you went coast to coast on the wrong person. Like you literally wasted a trash can on goofy ass Cody Rhodes. Like, come on, man. Like
Bro, and it's kind of crazy if you think about it. Raw around that time, like Raw or SmackDown is always built around the face.
it was.
Randy Orton was such on a hot run
He
that
was.
they built that whole show around Randy Orton, and people don't
The
talk about it.
2009 Randy was crazy. I
Man,
agree.
that brother was on a Kobe Bryant 2006 run.
He was.
He was
I
on a
agree.
run.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
And Randy Orton too, I think in his one of his interviews, he said once he was able to channel the fans' anger towards him, he was like, that's when I was like, all right, now I just got my teeth, I just sunk my teeth into something. Now I gotta get you to really hate me.
And like I
And
said
Randy
earlier,
then, man, was just he
like I
was
said earlier, we all understood that he wasn't going to be in no championship match because he just won the Rumble. So I understood that, but just like, damn, come on, let's be real here. All right, I'm gonna let y'all talk about this garbage match here.
oh goody. And you like how that match is 7 minutes long too, almost 8.
Yeah, y'all can have that one. That's a
Three.
-1 for me. So go ahead, y'all.
It's my
Yeah, that's great. I knew you were gonna
yeah.
give it. I'm giving him a 2, honestly.
I'm gonna give it a 3, bro. That match wasn't good, man. I'm sorry. The only thing I enjoyed about that match was Hornswoggle.
Bro.
Oh, I'm not gonna even lie to you. And I love Finley, bro. I think he's an underrated technician, bro. But that,
He was out. He was on his way out
yeah, bro. Like, let's take a minute, bro. Jack Swagger is a multi-time world champion, bro.
in the WWE. That's crazy.
It is, bro. Like, oh
And
my,
to make matters worse, he's been a world champion, and he cashed in on fucking Randy out of all.
he even was in a world champion. And people talk about Jey Uso versus Gunther at Mania for the world championship. This brother,
No, Jericho.
Jack Swagger, was in a world title match at Mania against Del Rio.
That's right. Oh yeah, when he was doing the "We the People" with that
Oh my
Zeb Coulter
God,
dude.
bro.
You remember that? You remember his skit, and
Yes,
you
I
remember
do. Oh
how?
my
And
God.
pause when I say this, but you remember how hard they were pushing him that year? And he was attacked, and then all of a sudden Del Rio became the face. Like, huh? Wait a minute, what's going on here?
That's crazy.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. If this is what hell feels like, bruh, I don't want no parts of it. Cause that man, that I don't know, man.
They
I'm
could have
just
saved that
speechless.
match for ECW.
Man, them boys put on the stinker, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. It was the stinker.
Yep,
That was
and
an
you know what's
ECW
bad?
match on that card in the first place.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, and I understand if it was somebody like Christian or Evan Bourne or somebody. Okay, CM Punk before
even a
he went to
Shelton
Raw.
Benjamin.
Yeah, like I understand that, but come on, bro. You mean to tell me Jack Swagger was an ECW world champ over Shelton Benjamin?
You got to be tall.
At that point, you that, and you also got to look at who the fuck was writing this shit and thought it was a good
Yeah.
idea.
Man, the only thing enjoyable about that match was Hornswoggle, Matt Striker, and Todd Grisham.
Oh my god, Todd Grisham, and that's when
That's it.
ECW really fell after
Yeah,
Taz and uh, Joey Styles left.
yeah. I think wasn't Taz on this pay-per-view too? He was on SmackDown, right?
Who?
No, I think no. This is '09. He was
Oh yeah,
commentating in
yeah, yeah.
TNA, I believe, by this point.
Man,
Mm-mm.
oh brother, yeah, Vince, Vince,
But
Vince, Vince. I don't know what was in your coffee that day, bro, but you, man, a 3, and that's being generous.
And that
generous when it
also
comes to
goes
that.
to the point. That also goes to Triple H's point. Remember when he said in an interview years ago? I mean, yeah, a couple years ago, he said Vince doesn't know wrestling anymore. And there were some. Now, I'm not saying
When
he
now?
deteriorated in '09, but there were certain
When
matches
now?
like this
Or
one.
back then?
No, he's talking about now. But like
You ain't
you
got
can
shit to do
see,
with
like
it. No,
you
stop.
can you
It's
can
16 years
kind of
later.
see
No.
it, like matches like the Finley and Jack Swagger, like that.
Mhm.
That did not need to be there.
I agree. That actually could have been a Divas match at the time, bro. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah,
to you.
that's what I said.
Melina and Beth Phoenix, that would have been better on the pay per view than a dark match.
Yes.
Not really.
Honestly, bro, they could have did Jack Swagger and Finley for that dark match, bro. If we being real, I really feel like that would have
I
fit, bro.
agree.
Cause
I'd put
by far the worst match on this card, bro, and it's not even close.
Michael Cole and Jerry could have fought.
Man, oh God, no. Oh God, no.
I rather would have seen that for real. I don't know about
we did like couple 2-3 years later.
that.
Oh brother, Michael
when
Cole heel turn, bro. That was something. It was
hey,
something.
real quick, just before we get back to regular programming, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how much you paying me. I'm not letting someone put barbecue sauce on their toes and shove it down my mouth.
Man, hell no. Freaky, what type of freaky shit is that?
I kiss my foot match. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga Michael Cole had toe fungus when he took
Ugh,
his sock off.
weirdos, man. Anyway,
Vince lost his mind right there.
Man.
I'll make sure I edit that part out because that was a waste of time. Uh, all or nothing match here. Uh,
Who wants to start?
I
JBL versus Shawn
I
Michaels.
start this, man. It was disappointing. It was very disappointing,
Very disappointing.
especially for a Shawn Michaels match. Very disappointing. I'm gonna give it a 5, bro. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was nothing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was
Yeah.
just plain
It
out.
was in purgatory.
Yeah, it was painfully average. And the only thing I really liked about it was when Shawn Michaels caught hot at the end of the match. He
Yeah.
got all that momentum. Sweet chin music, 1, 2, 3. That was it. But I ain't gonna lie though, JBL clothesline from Hell's though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a finisher. I'm just saying.
Yes. If you ask me, JBL looks like such a sloppy ass wrestler. Like
Man, I hate
his
him for
elbow drops are just so
it.
sloppy. Everything just about him just looks so sloppy about JBL.
And
Yeah,
My
what's
and to,
favorite
crazy
part of
is
the
he was the
match
longest.
was when his wife slapped him. Sean's wife,
yeah.
of course, that was the moment of the match right there. Wife getting involved, you taunting her all this shit, and then she got involved. So of course,
And
Yeah,
this
no,
was like, oh
I'm
my
on the same
bad.
spectrum. No, I was just gonna say I'm on the same spectrum with you, Jojo. I gave it a 5 just because it wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't great.
yeah,
Yeah.
Uh, One thing I will say that I enjoyed to officially cap that rivalry off was when Sean the next night was doing that. You know how you hate when people point on you or tap you.
hmm
He walked up, he came out the ring, and he tapped him like how he was doing. He goes, "God, don't you hate it when people do that to you?" But honestly, though, Marv, you had brought it up earlier. The storyline, it was all right, but like you said earlier, in '09, his net worth was what, 15 mil? You said.
yeah.
So I just feel like that rivalry alone may have been rushed,
It
and then for
was.
you to
It
throw it
wasn't
in
thought
like
all the way
that,
through. It wasn't thought all the
yeah.
way through, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then this
For,
is around the
for
time
y'all
when
to say
JBL,
Shawn Michaels was broke in
That's
2009
crazy.
yeah,
doesn't even sound right.
we talking about the greatest in-ring performer of all time in WWE history is broke is
Mr.
crazy.
WrestleMania himself broke. Come on now.
Come on, bro. And we also gotta realize this too. This was '09, so this is like when JBL as well was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out too.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
that's I think around that time that's when he hit that stock
Yeah.
market and made that $20 million. So of course he was
Yep.
rich,
And
rich.
then that's also when he had quit at that WrestleMania a month later
Yeah.
Yep.
to Rey
Sure.
Mysterio. Damn, that's right, he did. And I never, again, being a
Wait,
kid, then I didn't
WrestleMania
think.
was wait, you said when?
I mean, not a month. I'm sorry. That No Way Out, and then it's
No way, I was in February.
February. So I think Mania was what, March. So they had a whole build up to because Mania, not a month. I'm sorry, but that Mania build up, he quit at that Mania 25.
Yeah.
He needed to quit.
Yeah, he had to. And now that's what I'm saying. Now that you had brought that up, when you said 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I didn't thinking about that. Now he was
Yeah.
his move set got sloppy, like Marv just brought up.
Yeah.
That's dang. I didn't even. That's
Yeah, he wasn't that
Crazy.
APA. He wasn't that APA Bradshaw we was
oh
Yeah.
talking
He
no.
wasn't he wasn't 2004 or 2005 Bradshaw
about. Oh
either.
no.
Oh God, no.
Hell no. When the actual clothesline from hell looked legit.
Man, that brother Bradshaw, bro. I used to think that brother was a racist for real, boy.
Bro,
Oh my God. Oh
bro.
my
Here's the
God.
thing, they
He
say he one of the nicest people ever, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
he is.
said even Eddie Guerrero. There's been talks like when Eddie passed, he was distraught. He said Eddie kind
Yeah.
of helped give me that push.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get a match of I get a match of three. Like you said, it wasn't a Shawn
Hmm.
Michaels match, but it was just something to go on the card because they needed something on that card. Like I said, storyline I feel like was great, but other than that, the match was just straight boo boo.
But yeah,
Could have
because let's
been
say,
better. It showed that he was hurt the whole time, So I was like, all right,
and
Yeah.
honestly, the headlines of that pay per view was you bought the pay per view strictly because of the Elimination Chamber matches, and
Hmm.
uh, in my case, I don't know about y'all, but at least for me, I bought it. I ordered it not just because of the chamber, but also because I thought, for the Randy and Shane too.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that match did its course though. I think the match, honestly, that's
It was
probably
fine, yeah.
for
Just
the
the
singles
legacy
matches that they put on
situation.
that card though, it was better than all of them.
Yeah.
Way better. And it's not even close.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad the story
Ooh.
was over at the point, because it was pretty silly. Like I said, the story was pretty silly, but it made sense. But I'm kind of glad they moved on from it because we probably wouldn't have had the greatest match at WrestleMania 25. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't have no type of rematch or none of that. I'm glad they moved on from it. So that's it, pretty much. All right. JoJo's favorite moment
Oh
of the
yeah.
Elimination Chamber to where somebody wasn't supposed to be there. I think that's why
uh,
JoJo's a little mad. So let's talk about it, JoJo. Oh, come on, don't do that, JoJo. Talk to
let
me.
me start this one off.
No. Let him start it off. JoJo, start that off for me, brother.
Yeah, hey, bro, I'm hurting just like you too.
Man, as a kid, when I watched this match, I reached a high level of depression. A very high level of depression. You had Cena, Ray, Y2J, Kane. I don't even know why Mike Knox was there, but he was there.
He was just there.
And Kofi. Well, I thought we were getting Kofi.
Because
Here come this nigga, the rated R superstar. Just give my guy Kofi a concerto, bro. And he puts himself in the match. So, boom, the match was good. I think this was probably the best match on the card, in my opinion.
oh yeah.
But when I seen that spot, John Cena taking three finishers. John Cena was, keep in mind, he was not in that match for 2 whole minutes. I
Exactly.
seen this man eat three finishers in 1, 2, 3. That's it. Oh my God, I turned the TV off. I turned the TV off when I was a kid and I walked outside because I was like, it's no way Vince McMahon is, he got to be trolling. I go back in the house, turn it on. Edge is the world heavyweight champ. I was so upset. I was like, it's no way he put this slop together and expect me to be okay with this. I should give this a 0, but the match is good, so I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I gave that match an honest 10. I loved that match. That was a damn good match, minus that fucking sneaky opportunist Edge. And that's the same thing because my friend had ordered it that night, and the whole freaking night he kept saying like something feels weird, and I was like, me being a kid again, I'm like, okay, whatever. You always say that. When
Mhm.
that man didn't, when that man attacked Kofi, I was like, how you gonna rob Kofi of that opportunity? I mean, I knew he probably wasn't gonna win, but how the fuck you gonna rob him of that opportunity? Edge was already he already had his shot. When that happened, bro, I was so upset. I couldn't because Edge was that heel back then, him and Randy.
Mhm.
So I could watching Edge win, bro. I started calculating in my head. Okay, so a bad guy normally holds the title for about 2 or 3 months. So we're in February, so January. February. I used to start calculating his title reign. I was like, take that shit off of him, please. But the
Man,
match
bro.
alone was the match by itself though was really good. I enjoyed it's just the brutality of the Elimination Chamber back then. They're just at that standpoint, and I'm not talking about the cage itself, but even the flooring. I know when guys got slammed on that steel in the morning, I'm sure they woke up with bruising.
And I'm gonna say this too, man. I know Kane was declining around this time, but you mean to tell me Kane was the first nigga out over Mike?
Well, the big man. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah,
That's crazy. That is crazy. You can't tell me it's not
and
crazy.
he's more tenured than Mike Knox.
Kane eliminated before Mike Knox is absolute wild. And I would die on that hill, bro. It's no way, bro. And then on top of that, Cena eat three finishers, bro. Uno, dos, tres. Three, bro. He ate three finishers at Lowe's. And then people ask me, why did you hate Edge? Because of stuff like this. Edge done did this to Cena twice. He done did this to Batista. He done did this to Undertaker, bro. I hated Edge, bro. Adam Copeland, if you're watching this, I hated you growing up.
And you
If
know
I was
what?
his, if
Go
I
ahead.
was his biggest hater in the world, man, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I just hated that dude, bro. I hated him, bro. I couldn't stand his face. I couldn't stand his gear. I hated his music. I hated Lita. I hated Vicky. I hated Big Show,
Vicky was
Chavo,
annoying.
Zach, Kurt. I hated everybody that associated themselves with Edge. I even hated Randy, bro. That's how much hatred in my body I had it for Edge, man. I hated him, bro.
And you know what? That's also him doing his job. If he got us to feel like that, then he was doing a. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you kind of gave me a little. You just rewired my memory, a bad memory. That with the shit, not only the shit that he did to Kofi, but the shit he did to the Undertaker. That shit, I think I was in third grade. No wait, that shit set me off. I was like, okay. And then to
man.
make it worse, even though Taker ended up winning the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam, the TLC pay-per-view was the one night stand. That was the one pay-per-view because at that time it was $59.99 and my parents we didn't have money. Like it was tough.
Mm.
That was the one pay-per-view I got out of the entire year, and I was so confident that the Undertaker was going to walk out of TLC the winner. When that dude pushed the ladder over and he went through all four tables, I was like, yo, lights have to turn out. Strike him with lightning. Do something.
Man,
But the pop that Edge got when he attacked Kofi, the fans were like, oh, nah, not this shit again.
bro. And it was,
it,
bro, I was such a big hater of Edge. I used to go on
mm-hmm.
my old SmackDown versus Raw games. I used to put that nigga overall on 0, bro. I hated him, bro. Like, if I would have been at that pay-per-view, he did something like that, I would have jumped the barricade and started fighting this dude, bro.
Bro,
He did this,
same.
bro. Y'all just don't know how annoying Edge was growing up, bro. That dude, bro. Oh my God, bro. This dude was like a fly at the barbecue, bro. I hated him so much, bro. Dude, oh my God, bro. Edge was unbearable, bro. He was unbearable, bro.
And to make matters worse, to have Vicky Guerrero by your side, excuse me. I was like, oh, even my mom used to
Dude.
come in the room. She'd be like, Dre, she is annoying. Turn that down, please. I was like, it's not me. She
Bro,
won't shut up.
and people was like, why did you like Randy? You didn't like Edge. At least you know you was getting out of Randy. Randy's gonna let you know he gonna mess you up before he do it. Edge was the type of person to run away, and then when you least expect it, he'll show up out of nowhere and screw you over, bro. I did not like that, bro. If you gonna stand on business, bro, stand on business. Don't run away, then come back and try to act like you're that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
And then he would show up on SmackDown or Raw. I told you. And I'd be like, oh, his stupid promos.
Thank God, bro. Thank God John Cena got that title off him, bro. Like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus.
Immediately, too, at Mania and that triple threat, I was like, whew. Whew.
I know this is our topic. Why was Big Show in that match?
Bert, no,
I'm quite sure why he was.
your question should be why was he not only in the match, but why were him and Edge in a love triangle with Vicky?
Man, bruh. I used to close my eyes seeing Vicky and Edge kiss, bruh. Oh my
Bro,
God. I
Wait, you
hate
said Big Show won in the John Cena match?
the
at
Mania.
Mania 25, yeah, it was a
It
triple
was
threat.
because that was the
Oh,
yeah,
that
he
match.
picked both of them up. Boy, I used to think Cena was hard, bro. Like, dang, this nigga strong, bro. Bro, bro, Edge plus Big
That
Show,
was a
bro.
good ass story too, though.
Yeah, but it was like I don't personally like I love Big Show. I just don't think he was needed for that match, in my opinion. I just don't think he was needed.
But it
But
was
oh my
time for him
God,
to be in something though.
bro, they should have put me and Cena in a handicap match against Edge, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God, I would have, man, we'd have tornado handicap match. We would have been
No.
whooping Edge at the same time, bro.
Oh, bro.
I hate what Marv and you understand. I'm sure you have a very good idea here, but just you understand our hatred as kids at that time for Edge because he the shit he did, bro. Like when he told Christian when he turned heel years ago, he goes, "At least when I did things with pizzazz," and I was like, "No,
No, you
no,
didn't.
the fuck you did.
See,
You cheated every opportunity you got."
Man, bro,
I'm
if it was a
gonna say
leader,
this: the
if it
match
was a
was a
leader,
10 because
Yeah,
my guy snuck in there. See, you
that's
young motherfuckers
crazy.
ungrateful, ungrateful. You better be glad for opportunities like Edge. I'm gonna speak on this match though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it's a 10 out of 10 because it was a pretty good match. It was a lot of fun, especially the second half of it. The start of it with Jericho and Mysterio was incredible, by far incredible.
Hmm.
Like it's the first half, especially like when Kane and Knox got in there, it was pretty uninteresting. But at the end of the day, with Mysterio and Jericho, especially like what they did in the previous with the Rumble, them lasting, I think Ray lasted 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and Jericho lasted 40 minutes. So for them two to start it off and still be in it at the end was, like I said, by far a 10, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like you said, Kane being eliminated before Mike Knox,
It's
diabolical,
crazy.
That's crazy,
diabolical,
bro.
especially the biggest guys in the match. Then by far, uh, when Edge entered it, was got a little interesting and started to pick up. I was definitely mad when John Cena got in there, only 2 minutes. Disappointed. I was like, damn, it's set up for Edge to win. It's set up for Edge to win. I'm like, come on, you mean to tell me Mysterio is gonna win?
I'm
And
not
for
gonna
him doing
lie,
all them pinfalls, I was like, this is not
bro. This is Super Cena we talking about, bro.
Yep.
I done
exactly.
seen Cena get kicked. I seen Cena kick out of multiple Batista bombs, getting choked
That's
out.
why I say the first Elimination Chamber match was better because Triple H and Undertaker was kicking out the pedigrees, was kicking out the tombstones.
Yeah,
You mean to tell me a 619, a weak ass spear that looked at weak, and a code breaker knocked Cena out like that? Really? This is what we doing?
They knocked Super Cena out. We know damn well that ain't going. That's
But here's the thing, at the end of the day, this is why I'm kind of glad that '09 was Randy's year.
yeah,
And I was like, all right, because that right there, especially at the beginning of the year, really. Like I
man,
said, I'm
I'm
sorry.
mad.
I mean, I love Edge. That's my guy. But that
Mhm.
spear on him with Pauls was weak as hell. That
Man,
sounds like a weak ass 619 is gonna really sit here and knock out. Y'all
man,
say
I
Superman.
seen, I
Like,
seen a prime Cena and a prime Randy Orton take on the whole Raw
Raw
roster.
exactly.
You mean to
roster.
tell me this nigga can't kick out of
Yeah,
three
he can't
finishes?
kick out of a little man 619.
Come
Man.
on,
Come on.
bro.
And him and Randy too. They was
Right.
actually a
Cleaning
solid team.
house. They
But
They
was
was
cleaning
helping each
house.
other.
I'm gonna say this. This is a random. I like the story of the match, especially with Edge forcing himself into it, finding a way to win again. It was cheap, but it still was
Ultimate
interesting the
opportunist.
same day. It was an
Yeah.
opportunity. He had an opportunity. Could have it been explained better? Of course it could have been. But as we all know, WWE is not very good at explaining the logic or the lack of a logic. But like I said, overall, it was a 10. It was a great story. Like I said, the key part of the match was definitely seen as elimination. He's always been known to be a favorite in these type of matches, especially like in the regular elimination chambers. But I think fans were more stunned by it, especially like I said when I ordered it. But like I said, by far he was a big star at that time. I just felt
Mhm.
like they had to make him lose because it was Randy's time, especially with him winning that Rumble
Yeah.
that year and him taking out the legendary McMahon family. So yeah, I definitely feel like it was especially
And to
like the
make
match being
this,
half hour.
yep,
Shoot, Randy
Mysterio
took
did
out
good.
Batista
Edge did
too
good
that
too.
year
They both
too.
eliminated two
yep.
people.
When he put that chair on his arm and popped his
Yeah.
shoulder in, I was like, "Oh, you are
Yeah.
Took
one
Batista out
sick
too.
son of a gun."
And bro, and I enjoyed it, bro, because like I said, if Randy said he's gonna hurt you, he gonna get you. He gonna let you know beforehand so you can prepare.
hmm
Get you.
hmm
He's gonna get you.
And
That's why I
and
ain't like
Jojo, I hate to
bro.
bring this up to you. I'm sorry because it's gonna re-jog it, but just as fast as Edge lost that champ world title at WrestleMania, he earned it right back the following at that Backlash when Big Show interfered. Remember when he threw Cena through the spotlight?
All right. So I read,
Nah, but
And then came to
here's the
SmackDown the
thing. The
next
only
night and
reason why I
said,
say
"I
Edge
told."
Edge had a cool ass heel run from
Yep.
2005 to 2009. So that's what I say. He did a good ass job. He took advantage like
man,
he's supposed to.
man,
I
if
think
Edge ever watched this podcast episode, I want him to let him know. Don't retire yet, because I'm putting these wrestling boots on at the end of this year. I'm getting that ring. I'm training. I'm coming for you.
Come on,
I'm
Joe.
coming for you. Don't run.
He said, "I'm gonna hit you with a concerto too."
Oh yeah, we're gonna put him
Uh,
out of action
real
indefinitely.
real quick too. I was gonna say too, like what the my bad. I just want to go back to it for a split second. But when he was feuding with Taker in '08,
Hmm.
my friend had asked me. He was like, "Do you think Edge, the Edge Taker rivalry? Do you think Edge has been more of a thorn in the Undertaker than any other superstar?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Mm-mm.
That
Yeah.
man took.
No, John.
You don't
I
think
think
so?
John. I think John. See, people fail to realize that's the most underrated rivalry I've ever seen.
Oh no, I mean like as far for the Undertaker and who he's fought.
Hell nah. Hell no.
I think Edge
I
was
think
more of a
Kane was a
thorn.
big thorn too, though. At one point, Kane was a big thorn to Undertaker.
Kane was
Like,
definitely a way bigger thorn pause than Edge, in my opinion, to Taker. And I think
but
Undertaker will tell you that. Because you gotta remember
yeah,
that started in the 90s. And then they tried to bring it back somewhat 2000s and then
Yeah,
2000s.
for Mania
So that
20.
was like 20 some years in the making of the Kane and Undertaker though.
yeah,
And then
but it's like
2010 it came into culmination.
yeah,
But
but it's at
secondly,
least
think
like
about it though. Sorry, Joe, I don't mean to cut you off. How many matches have they really had?
Well,
probably
yeah,
like
because they feuded for what? Edge Taker feuded for a year. So late at
Probably
the
like a year or
Armageddon
two.
2007 all the way to
One
SummerSlam.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
hmm
Well,
And he main evented that WrestleMania too.
Backlash was it Backlash? They had that fight too.
Who, Taker and Edge?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah, they
so.
fought at
did they
it
fight at the
was
back?
they fought at Backlash, then they fought at Judgment Day, they fought at One Night Stand, and then
That
the
was it.
rivalry culminated at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was it.
when
Other
he
than
choke
that, you would
slammed
have
it
been
through that
seeing.
the mat.
And actually, yeah, I wouldn't count seven because Batista was kind of involved. Late 2007, it was Taker,
Yeah,
Edge, and Batista.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's way bigger thorns than Edge. Cause that
I just think the way because when Kane beat up the Undertaker, he had some attacks, but I just think it was just the way Edge was doing certain shit.
Edge was scared of the Undertaker.
So,
What
So
good?
and
Oh,
well, that goes to my point. All the shit that Edge had ever done to the Undertaker up to that point, I think it was JR that said it because Undertaker had never used a concerto in his career until he
yeah,
started. He hit Edge with a camera, bro. When I ordered that pay per view, he hit Edge with a camera, a concerto, walked out the cage, turned back and said, "Oh, you still moving? Choke slammed him off the ladder through there. To me, that was the same of like, now please rest, man. Don't come back for like 6 months.
Mhm.
and then next thing you know, we had a random pay-per-view. Vicky Guerrero comes out. He's here. He's here.
And
You
he came
think
back with a
you know
beard.
me. You think you know me. I turned the TV off. I
Crazy,
turned the damn TV off, man.
crazy word.
Man.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh, bro. But it was like at least with Undertaker and Kane, like one was on Raw and one was on SmackDown, so they really didn't cross paths like that.
Right.
Undertaker had to see that nigga for a whole 2 years, bro. So he couldn't avoid him, bro. And that's what make
Right.
it more annoying.
Exactly. So yeah. All right. Final thoughts of the 2009 No Way Out.
I'm gonna give it an 8. It was a very good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it outside of Edge. But yeah, it was a very good pay-per-view. I
This
ain't
was
gonna lie
fun.
though, how much I hated that spot. 3 finishes to put Prime Cena down was kind of crazy. That I actually think that spot was good. The RKO
Yeah.
spot was good. I thought Randy was gonna kill Shane after the match, like how he always do people. Overall, it was a good pay-per-view though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it. For me, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. The only reason I gave it a 7 is just because matches like the Jack Swagger one didn't need to be there. But overall, still solid pay per view. 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna give this pay-per-view a solid, and I mean a solid 8, because like I said, it was by far the best pay-per-view in 2009, in my opinion. I think it was a great show, especially built around the two elimination chambers. Especially like But the whole storyline for both of them was incredible, especially like the shows leading up to it, like the Monday Raw and the SmackDown the week before prior to it. Like you said, Super Cena losing in the Elimination Chamber was shocking. Was definitely the shocker one. Kofi Kingston getting attacked by Edge. Edge is an opportunity taking that advantage once again. And I also think like the Randy and the Shane was like a pretty good street fight, you know, to have some other brutal stuff up in there. Shane with his little weird punches, of course, laughable. But like I said, all these storylines were so great until the actual match happens, if that makes any type of sense. But definitely, shout out to WWE for trying to make it happen, for definitely trying to make it work. So I definitely give this a solid 8 because, like I said, the Elimination Chambers, both of them set it off, especially like the perfect ending with Triple H and Undertaker. That, like I said, two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And once again, my guy Edge, GOAT, the GOAT, future Hall of Famer.
No yeets.
Huh?
And
No yeets.
no,
It's all
and
good.
honestly, Jojo, I was looking at even rewatching the network too. Just even rewatching it. When I got to 2008 Marv, it gets to a point like I can watch any attack, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when it comes to little Edge's shit, when his little moments come, I'm looking at like I'll go on YouTube. John Cena gets revenge on Edge. What episode is that? I'll go down to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. So I got 3 weeks. So I got to suffer for the next 2 shows, and
Facts.
then watch you get your ass whooped.
Like you
Bro,
said, in
and it
my
was like
opinion,
that dude, bro. He
It's
always
like you
did
could
his
beat,
stuff, bro.
yeah, you could take Edge down, but then once you could win 1, 2, 3. That's fine. You'd be all excited, but you'll go from excited to he'll get you the next night. It's like fuck,
yeah,
go away.
yeah.
uh,
I loved it, man. Like I said, in my opinion, best match was definitely the Triple H and Undertaker. That was the best Elimination Chamber to me. Worst was the Jack Swagger Finley. My favorite most memorable moment of the pay-per-view, Edge attacking Kofi, which I'm like, why couldn't you just attack Mike Knox? Sorry ass. You could have attacked him and let Kofi get it. But once again, like I said, Edge will get in there and win. So, what about y'all? Best match, worst match, most memorable moment.
Um, I say the Raw's Elimination Chamber was the best.
Really?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed that more and I love Jeff Hardy, and I think he was the MVP of the SmackDowns. It was just something about Ray and Chris Jericho in that ring by themselves. Then the other
Hmm.
people, man, Ray and Chris put on the show. So I feel like that's the best, and by far the worst match was Finley and Jack Swagger, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
and the fact that shit was 7 minutes and 53 seconds is crazy,
Man, that should have been 2 minutes and 3 minutes
bro. If you
on
had
Dark Match.
chores,
Oh, that
I
should have
hope
been
you
no
did them.
minutes.
If you had chores to do, go do them at that
They
time,
could have had some
Man,
backstage promos for that.
man,
bro.
when they say a bathroom break for real, a absolute bathroom break. I'm just gonna be honest. Oh my God. Bro, watching that match, bro. Oh my God, bro. That was brutal. Like that was very brutal.
Yeah.
For me, even though for me, my favorite match was the SmackDown Chamber. I like that match a lot. And the most boring, I think we're 3 for 3 on this one. But obviously, Finley versus Jack Swagger for the ECW Championship.
Hmm.
And then, even though we freaking hated him, I got to give Edge that spot because what other superstar can do that? What other superstar would have pulled that off?
Jojo, I know it kills you that he was in both of these matches too, don't it?
He was, yeah, not just in one. He was
It
in
definitely killed
both.
me.
I know it
And-
kills you that he was in both of them, wasn't it?
He took all the joy from my heart
He
that
did.
whole year.
But
and
that's
it's
a
funny
solid
too.
debate too, though. I'm gonna ask the
Mhm.
fans this: like, which elimination chamber did y'all think was the best between the SmackDown one and the Raw one in the 2009 No Way Out? That's a good debatable match. I'm gonna clip that. But
Yeah. I want to point out too, Ray had that cool spot with Edge. He climbed on top of the little railing and he
Yeah,
jumped down and hit him with a hurricane runner. That was nasty. That was clean.
it was. It
That
was.
was nasty.
And like I said, it was some cool, solid moments in both of them. But like I said, just the SmackDown to set it off when Triple H like spit that water on the Big Show. I was like, yeah, my man ready, man. Ready for it, boy. Just for the Undertaker to walk out first. Then Triple H walked out. Spit the
and
water on
what
Big Show. I was like, yeah, this is it. He ready, man.
Oh yeah.
and what made that
Two
SmackDown one
giants just walked in there and the last of the dying breed. Them two that had
literally.
incredible matches, man. That was just I'm sorry. That was
And it's cool too because it's I think for that SmackDown Chamber too is like you had some top notch, besides
yeah,
like I think one
you had
superstar,
some
you had
heat.
some top notch talent in there.
Yeah, you had some
And
heat.
to make it even better, it was the ending Triple H and Take.
Mhm. But yeah. Anything else before we get up out of here, people?
Uh, I do got a suggestion. All right, so you know how we've been doing like some of the best pay-per-views for the last week? I think we should do some of the worst pay-per-views ever.
Hmm.
Oh
Um,
God.
Yeah, that should definitely be one.
Yeah.
it
I
should
got
be.
a
And
few.
Marv, me and you know, and me, you and Ray know a lot about some bad pay-per-views.
I got a few WrestleManias I could put on.
WrestleMania 1 through what? 6?
Oh, brother. Right.
Hey
Anything with Hulk
Jojo,
Hogan on it, bro.
if you go back and look at some of those matches, about say there's like 9 matches, about 5 of them were DQs or no contest.
Man, bro. Anything with Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior on it, bro, is
Yeah,
skip.
I
I'm
agree.
not gonna lie.
Bro, you just said exactly what Marv said when we first started that.
I got you.
Anything, bro. Skipped, deleted from my brain.
We could uh we could do that next week.
The worst pay-per-view.
Oh
Worst
yeah.
pay-per-views. But
Oh yeah.
it's gonna probably be depressing, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, that's fine. The point is, we got to
Man.
get these out. We got to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about them.
Yeah, I don't care.
Look at the disdain. I could just hear. He's like, you. Mm-mm.
Man. Oh, brother. This guy stinks.
Mm, I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
Oh
Hey, real
God.
quick
I'm
before
just
you do splits, I know Marv. I know you did say you had to leave or something like that.
Yeah,
Real quick, do y'all remember Yoshi Tatsu
yeah, I
or Jimmy
remember.
Wang Yang?
oh bruh. Why would they make an Asian man a cowboy? A
Bro.
southern cowboy on SmackDown?
Hey, his finisher was
Man.
tight. His finisher was
Lazy
tight
look.
though.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
He just wasn't.
And Yoshitatsu was great on the in Japan, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Right,
I watched some of
right.
his clips. He was great.
But then he got to the States and they didn't utilize them like
And nope.
right. And you remember old group Kai and Kai from like the late 90s?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were heels at that. I didn't know they started off as heels. I thought they were good guys the entire time. They tried to chop Val Venus's parts off.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I know exactly who you talking about.
Yeah.
I thought they've been faces the entire time. I did not know that.
Mm. Well, thank y'all for rocking with us. We will be back next week, I guess, with the worst pay-per-views. This has been fun though. It's like I said, it's like damn.
We're gonna bring some light to this, all right, Marv? That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
I'm
Our
interested to see.
analysis will make it rise.
I'm interested to see
Amen,
which
brother.
ones. I'm interested to see which ones y'all gonna pick. It's gonna be fun.
Jojo, since you came up with that one, I'm thinking you choose that first one.
All right.
All right. All right. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. We will be back. Appreciate y'all.